Hello, friends. It is 7:43 in the morning, and it's very sunny. I think I'm going to go for a walk. But I was just thinking to myself, some things happened, and I had to realize when I talked to my husband before he left for work, I said, when you set boundaries, people will react. And you have to understand that when you set a boundary, there's going to be a fallout, especially if there is a person who impedes boundaries. So I was thinking about all the times that I set boundaries and there was a fallout, or I set expectations. I remember watching Oprah. This was back in the 80s. Remember, she used to come on. I was like 83. I'd come home from school. My mother was off work for a while because she had a disability claim. And she would make cookies. And I would walk in the house and then Oprah would be on. And what I noticed about Oprah is that she was always grateful for the little things. And she was talking about a guy she was dating who she really liked. And she was just grateful when a guy called her back. She was like, oh my God, he called me back. And then Lonnie Anderson and Sally Fields. No, wait, it was Lonnie. It was Debbie Allen. It was Oprah and somebody else. I don't know if you guys saw this episode. They were sitting at this table and they were having lunch. And Oprah asked Lonnie, she said, do you ever feel like I have to do better than what Sally did? And Debbie Allen looked at Oprah and said, no, you didn't. She asked Lonnie, she said, do you ever feel like, well, I got to do something? Because, he never married Sally, but he was with her for 1,000,000 years. And then you're with him now and he still ain't married you. So Oprah was like, don't you feel like you should do something Sally didn't do? And Debbie said, Oprah. And I was like 14 years old watching the episode. And what I realized is that when you operate from a place of gratitude, now I'm sure Oprah, she's had, she's evolved. Because remember, back when I was in my teen years, I'm thinking Oprah was like in her late 30s, early 40s. Oprah's like 60, almost 70 years old, right? 60s, 70s. So she's grown a lot. But I just remember watching that and saying, that's that gratitude mentality. Like, just give me a little something to tide me over. And I was thinking about that. And I'm not going to mention any names. And this person we won't be speaking anymore. So at the time of this recording, I verified that this person unfriended me on Facebook. And I was kind of relieved because I felt kind of guilty suspecting them of being not good people. And if you hear me kind of sniffling or having congestion, I have that thing called sinusitis, whatever it is. And so it activates sometimes. So just bear with me. Okay. All right. So what happened is I noticed that I wasn't Facebook friends with the person. I thought, that's a blessing because what happened is you set the boundaries and they had to run. It was like, oh no, you mean I can't get over anymore? It's kind of like somebody giving out free candy. And then when they stop giving out free candy, you're like, oh, I'm no longer interested. So I thought about Oprah and how she was always grateful. Well, at least he called me back. At least he showed up. And I said, I never really operate from a place of gratitude like that. So this person in particular, I remember sponsoring this person's daughter for the Miss Fontana pageant. I remember giving this person's daughter $500 for an internship that she flaked on and decided she didn't want it after I already wrote the check. I remember that this person was always invited to my home for dinners and barbecues. But you know what I didn't remember? Anytime that person invited me to anything. And so I got this person's children's scholarships with outside organizations. And then when I said, hey, do you want to come to the fundraiser this year? Oh, no, I'm busy. So what I started realizing is some people are just a one-way ticket. Pour into me. I'm not pouring into you. And you won't notice it at first because if you're a person like me, you're like, oh, they probably have money problems. And not everybody's blessed, Shannon. Just bless others. But then you realize, no, the person went to France. You see them on Facebook. They got money for what they want to do. They're not pouring back into you or what you're doing. So unless you got a free ticket and some money, I'm not coming. And what it becomes is more aggressive to the point where you have something that celebrates you. Hey, it's my book signing. The person will come say, I'm going to have to leave early. They want you to cut the dessert. I said, the people aren't even here yet. You just got here. It starts at 7. You got here at 7:10. You're trying to cut the dessert. Well, what we're doing, we're just trying to eat and get the hell out of here. We're not trying to stay for too long. I said, what do you have going on? We got to go to church. You got to go to church? Church is every day. You go on Sundays. This is Saturday night. Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday night Bible study, Friday night Bible. So tonight, the night of the book signing, you got to go to church. Yeah, I just got to go because I'll have eternal damnation. If I miss one night, I'll have eternal damnation. So I'm going to have to leave your book signing after I eat up my plate and food. It dawned on me that's an act of hostility. When someone comes to celebrate you and stays for 10 minutes, if it was your 80th birthday and I showed up and said, listen, I'm going to cut me a plate now, girl. I got to go. Well, where are you going, Shannon? I got to go to the gym. Aerobics class starts at 6. She said, you're leaving my 80th to go to, I just got to go to the gym. Girl, that's hostility. There's no reason why I have to leave. Your 80th is once in a lifetime. The gym is every day. The fact that I have to leave your 80th birthday party after I cut my food up and eat my plate, I gotta go get to the gym. That's hostility. Now, it could also be an assessment. If they're reporting back to someone about who was here or who was at your place, then it's like, I just came to see who was here, what the numbers were, so I can go back and tell people nobody showed up. It could be an assessment. I've had people do that. They come in and say, oh, I gotta go to watch night. It's New Year's Eve. You're doing watch night. Yeah, I gotta go to watch. I said, well, let me at least fix you something to eat before you leave. And they look mad when they walk around. The place is full, music's playing. They're mad because like, oh, I was hoping this thing would be a failure and I wasn't planning to be part of its success. Can I get you anything? No, I just came on through. Just want to say I'm going to watch. Okay, well, get on out of here. There's no reason for you to come. You're not doing me a favor. You're not Michael Jackson doing an appearance. You're a regular person. So if you don't come, just send me an email and say, girl, I couldn't make it. You're not Beyonce. You don't have to do an appearance. Nobody here knows you. So you can just go to watch night. What are you doing here? It's to see who showed up. And another thing they will do, some people, not everybody, they will find out who did show up and talk to that person and poison the well so that the person doesn't come back next time. You said, what happened to so-and-so? He used to come. They said something to make that person not come back. So I've learned over the years, because I host a lot of stuff, that you have to know there are people who show up for an assessment to see who's here. They're not going to eat. They're not going to fellowship. You got the people who are hostile. I want to show up and to keep you in my phone book and my Rolodex case. I need a favor, but I really don't want to bless you with my presence. I don't want to break my nose. Oh my God, I hate this thing that I get. I don't want to highlight you or your achievement. I'm just here to do an assessment, or I'm just here to be hostile. Oh, I already ate. I know that you probably spent all day cleaning your house. You hired a caterer. You invited me to eat. And I'm full. When I got here, I was already full, and I'm going to check out early. Or they'll eat. They'll take a plate to go. Can I take my plate to go? It's so hostile to me. That is a very hostile act to me. If you tell me it's your birthday, your 70th birthday, I have cleared my calendar. When I text you back and say I'm there, I don't book any other event. I get invited to so much stuff. It's crazy. And I tell people, oh, hold on, let me check my calendar. That's the first thing I do. I said, oh, shoot, that's the day we have to go. I'm sorry, girl, I can't make it. I can buy a ticket or whatever to support you, but I can't make it. I don't try to put you in. I don't double stack. Whoever invited me first is where I'm going. So when you think, well, Shannon, is that really a hostile act? The person came for, I don't do Oprah. I don't do Oprah like, well, at least the guy called me back. I don't do, at least he called me back. I don't do those. So when you do a hostile act, well, at least he came for 5 minutes and ate some free food and then he checked out of here. That's not a solid for me. That's not a blessing for me. That means I wasn't worth clearing your calendar. So stay the hell at home. Don't come over here. So Jason said, well, why don't you do a recording about it? Because I never thought like you. I just think, well, I show up for a minute, I leave. I said, no, that's hostile. That means I don't really care about you or your feelings. I'm just going to roll in for 10 minutes and I'm going to something that suits me way better. Don't do that. Just don't come. And just say, I've already got plans. The thing that really bothers me is when I spend a lot of money on food, the person walks in and says, I already ate. I said, well, this is a dinner party. Oh, yeah, but that's so hostile to me. That is such a hostile act. Woo, woo. Don't come. You already ate dinner. There's no reason for you to come. I spent all day getting this thing ready. Don't come. So that's something that I want to say, because Jason said people don't think like that. And I think you guys have heard me in the past say, don't be on your cell phones. If I'm going to your function, I'm not going to have my cell phone out. I want to engage with you and your guest. When you get on a cell phone, it says, oh my God, I got to just draw this out. How long do I have to be here? Let me see if I can scroll through Facebook. You're looking for an out because your spirit and your brain aren't really here. And you're just trying to get through it. I don't need you to get through it. It's like somebody having sex with you while they're watching television. I don't need you to get through it. Just don't do it. You don't want to. Don't. So it's just, it amazes me that grown people do these things. And then when you set boundaries, they get upset. But then I like the fact that they react, because like, oh, shoot, I was right all along. So you kept leaving early, fixing yourself a plate of dessert before the guest arrived, and announcing to the whole room, leaving, which signals other people to make them think, oh, is it time to leave? And then I have to tell the people, no, she's just leaving early. Please stay. Because the person's signaling, it's over. It's not over. You've been here. You got here at 7. You're leaving at 7:20. It's not over. And so what it says to me is, when I stop inviting you, I say, I'm tired of this person leaving early. Let's just go ahead and stay home. I don't need any favors. I'm not pathetic. I'm not an Oprah. You don't need to, at least you came. I don't need one of those. So what happens is, now the person's unfriending you on Facebook and they heard, and you keep leaving early. So if this person ever listens to this message, stop leaving early, eating and saying, I got to go to the grocery store. I got to leave your 80th to go to the grocery store. I got to leave your book signing to go empty the trash. Stop denigrating the event with mundane, routine chores or obligations that tomorrow's Sunday. You can go to church tomorrow. You're not going to get it. You know what? I don't even go to church, and I'm going to meet you in heaven. Do you know we're going to be looking at each other and say, Shannon, you never went. I don't cheat. I don't rob. I don't steal. And I don't lie. So I'm going to be standing right next to you. And I just named 3 things that I know you do. And you go to church every day. So what I'm saying is, if your feelings are hurt because I stopped inviting you, stop leaving early. Stop coming in, doing assessments, and then rolling out with a hostile attitude, which, I'm mentioning different people. And when somebody invites you, just be present in the moment. Put your phone down. Put your phone down and enjoy. Show the person they're worth your time. To me, when I step into your home, I feel like that is such a blessing, that you opened your doors to me. You brought me in. I'm here no matter what games we're playing, no matter what you're serving. I've given myself to you for the evening. I don't have an escape plan. I don't have a backup. Like I'm on a blind date and I tell my girl, text me at 5. If I don't like them, then I'm going to go out the back door through the bathroom. I don't play those kind of games. I'm not in my 20s. So if I like you and you open your home to me, your food can be mundane and your party can be boring. I will sit through it because of how I feel about you. Not how I feel about myself and what I can get out of this experience, but how I feel about you. And one of the big telltale signs is that when you avail yourself to someone and then you look back and say, hey, can you come over my house or come? Oh, I'm busy. Oh, I had an emergency. And some people think, well, I'll just write a check. Shanna, I'm just going to donate. And that's fine. That's a kind gesture. I do things like that when I'm busy, but I don't do it as an escape hatch. I don't say, I really don't want to deal with so-and-so. Let me just send her. No, I do it because, oh, dang, I can't make it. Oh, my God, I feel so bad. Okay, well, let me send something because I really would have liked to have been there, but I have to go to Greece to help negotiate a peace treaty. So I can't. Let me send her. You see what I'm saying? It has to be, you have to be important to me. And then if I can't be there, I'm going to do a grand gesture. But please, if you're listening to this, don't do me any favors. Just tell me up front, I don't want to come. I'm not interested. Don't try to keep me on the hook because you need a future favor. Well, let me just show up, in case I might need something from her later. Don't do that. Let's just be friends and be honest with each other. You're not interested in me. You're not interested in breaking bread with me. You're not interested in celebrating me. That's not a sin. You're not going to go to hell for that. Just don't try to use me and play me. So yeah, I found out somebody unfriended me and I thought, oh, that was good that she did that. She didn't like your boundaries. You said stop showing up late, early, eating food and leaving early, and telling people, I got to go, and shutting down the whole energy of the room. Because it's just not, I'm just glad that I'm well adjusted. Maybe everybody needs therapy. I don't go around trying to sabotage people's events or make people feel bad about themselves or doing passive aggressive. I'm very confrontational. I'll just tell you how I feel. I don't have to be passive aggressive. Although sometimes I will match your energy. If you are passive aggressive and I realize that when I confront you, it makes you uncomfortable, then I'll just send you a signal. And I've done that in the past too. It's like, oh, well, girl, I don't have time to really do this. You know what, girl? I don't have time. I was hoping you could, I don't have time either. So I'll match your energy. I wish I could help you, Shannon, but I don't. Shannon, Jason could do the photography, but I can call in a favor with my husband. Pretty much, it takes a minute, but I can convince him to do most things. I don't think I'm going to call in that favor for you. So those are things that I will match your energy. If you can't sacrifice for me, I won't sacrifice for you. And I think people have to think like that. I think we have to start realizing how we're projecting ourselves and our actions and how other people will respond to that. But I was just thinking about Oprah, and she said, I'm not an at least he called person. So don't show up here leaving early, not eating the food, eating before you get here. All that passive aggressive hostile behavior, I'm reading it. And so when you unfriend me on Facebook, I feel relieved, like, oh my gosh, okay, another one bites the dust. That means that your motives were unpure. Despite the fact that I paid for your daughter's scholarship and sponsored her, despite the fact that I gave her an internship, despite the fact that my husband got your child in the Catholic League, despite, you unfriended me because I stopped giving and allowing you to just take the minimum. You wanted me to keep doing, well, at least she called. And I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to do that, at least she called. Or he called. So that's my venting session for today. I just thought, you know what? Let me talk about that because it's a relief. It's kind of bittersweet. It's like, oh, how sad. I wanted to give you the benefit of the doubt. But at the same time, like, oh, maybe it's for the best. You probably need to go because you can't do any more assessment visits, leaving early, undermining, sabotaging, hostile acts. You either invested in me or not. Stop using me. You're either 100% invested. And if I've been your friend for 10 years and you've never invited me to your home to eat, to go to a party, but yet on Facebook, you're doing all kinds of stuff like I'm just not in the invite list. And then I find out from one of my friends, you invited them for lunch. You've been up in this house 30 times and all the stuff we've done for you and your family, yet you invited a friend of mine you met at my birthday to lunch. It's just very telling. It's very telling. Okay, so I want to leave you with that. And that did happen, by the way. So I just want to tell you that's very telling. And just through life, as you reflect back on how people treat you and the standards that we set, I just want to say, don't do Oprah. Now, Oprah's different today. Oprah's not the Oprah back when I was in middle school. But I just remember that when I was younger, watching that episode. You guys can look, it's probably on YouTube. And when she said that to Lonnie Anderson, don't you wish you could do something Sally couldn't do? Debbie Allen said, Oprah, I can't believe you just said, you just asked that question. And if you are young and you say, Shannon, who is Sally Field and who is Lonnie Anderson? You could probably Google that real quick and find out about Burt Reynolds. People say he looks a lot like Jason. Jason looks a lot like Burt Reynolds. He's dead now. Okay, so that is my thing for today, my message for today. And it's sunny outside. I'm getting ready to go for a walk. I got to study. I have an exam on Sunday. Please pray for me. All right, you guys, have a good one. Bye-bye.